everybody. It's me, Juniper Bloom Mystique. I am your Ascension Master, Master Healer, and Divine Guide. I am the one who brought about the Ascension. If you're curious to know what that means, well, it took me over 3 years to do it all, and I'm still not complete. I'm still bringing it about. But now we're actually changing into bringing stuff for the Earth. So changing the planet into higher vibrational frequencies all around and doing the things that I need to do and more DNA activations and all of those kinds of things. So I encourage you, if you're new here, to please check out my Ascension playlist. That's the quickest way to kind of see the main things that I did. Everything on my channel, though, is truly Ascension based. The music to the videos, just everything really is about the same kind of thing, bringing light in. So that's kind of a little quick just into who I am. I will tell you, though, pretty cool ways of Ascension, the way I brought it, stemmed from clearing Mount Shasta. That was pretty awesome. Activating pyramids, that was pretty awesome. That took me a little while to do them all. And so much more. There's so many more things. Atlantis is in there. Jesus is in there. It's pretty amazing. So I encourage you to check it out. Okay, but today I am doing a little bit of an Ascension check-in. Okay, kind of an Ascension path check-in because it's really important right now, and that's what Spirit's saying. So we really truly need to talk about what's the best thing we can do right now, first of all, in order to navigate these challenging, right? Because I've talked about that recently on my channel in different videos that I've done, different forums and things like that, about we might be being challenged. And if we are, that's okay. It's essential to the growth that you need for the Ascension. Okay, so I want to talk about how serious the Ascension truly is, where we're at right now with it a little bit, because there's something we really need to do. Okay, there really is. If you're a spiritual warrior, if you're a part of the 144,000, if you're awake at all, there's something we need to do. Okay, and it might not be easy to do. It might take a little bit of time to get it, and that's okay. As long as you're trying, as long as you're putting an effort, and as long as you're growing within it every bit that you can, that's what matters. So never go for perfectionist or anything like that. These are just tips that help us on the Ascension. Now remember, we're all connected, right? That's one thing you'll come to in an awakening, is that we are truly all connected. Those that are awake and aware and connected to that light, we really do all affect each other. Okay, from the trees to the animals to every bit of it. Okay, so when one individual does the work to help raise their vibration, because vibration is everything right now, and I've noticed that. So even on my twin flame journey, which has been a rough ride, the vibration is quite low. There's a lot of negative energy still there of, stuff I don't even want to mention because it's very painful and it's not beautiful and it's not love. But that speaks to what we need to do on the Ascension journey right now. There's a reason why we have to talk about this today. There's a reason why this is important, and this is also something that I have to dig my heels into. That means I may have to drop the frivolous things going on around me, right? Because here's the thing. Here's the thing right now, is we only have this lifetime left, okay? Now, if you look at my videos over 2 years ago, I did a video talking about the end of ways. A lot of people will talk about, the Hopi prophecy, the end of days, things like that. But I've always said it's not exactly the end of days, it's the end of ways. But in order to make it not be the end of days and the end of ways, what does that mean, right? You have to do the work. You really do. In order to ascend, is to awaken, is to let go of what doesn't serve you, what isn't real, what isn't able to go forth, right? In order to rise in vibration, it's a necessity. Because we will not be reincarnated again, and I've talked about that. Not this way, not on Earth, not the way you once knew it. Everything will not be the same, and I've talked about that many times over. Now imagine being the one that brought that about. You can see why sometimes that's mentally challenging for me. The more I get into my head, I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Because it is a lot. It's it's a lot to process. It's a lot to understand. It's a lot to fathom. It's a lot to go through. It's a lot to deal with. And then it's a lot to have come through you. Imagine what that does to your body, right? Or your mind. So this all stems into what we need to do right now. It's the most important thing to do if you are caring about this, if you care about the fact that it's really truly spiritual warfare, darkness and light, and the more of us that choose to rise in that light, that choose to heal ourselves, that choose to do the work, we're helping the rest of the collective whole get there. Even if we feel like we are pulling everybody with us, there is dense energy there, right? There really is. And that's the point right now. That's why we need this main thing that I'm going to talk about. And it's something that's hitting me hard right now. It's something that I want to focus on. I need to focus on. I need to develop. I need to spiritually create within myself. And I know it's present within the collective whole. Because this is it. This is the only chance we get to clear our karma. This is the only chance we get to help our families rise, right? Because we may be the only one who's awake right now. How many people are in your family are awake currently, right? How many of them are you seeing going the other way, where all of a sudden you just can't get through? Because we're beginning to anchor in. So that's the other part of this message, is we are truly, completely and utterly beginning to anchor in, okay, into our new reality, into the place that we're going to go, which may not be here, okay? Because some will go, some will stay, and some will never know life this way. That's what Judgment Day is, okay? That's what it is that I brought about. It is absolutely, unequivocally biblical. Not the Bible that you know, so keep that in mind. Not everything in there is true and accurate. Some are manipulated and changed, especially for the purpose of power. So be mindful of what you're listening to, okay? That's another part of this message, is we are being bombarded right now. We're being challenged. We may not like these energies. I don't like what's happening within me. I don't like what's happening within my twin flame journey, because we're energetically connected, and there's always this separation, and it's horrible. It is. It's horrible what's happened on my twin flame journey. And so I have no choice but to do this one thing, because can I eliminate the contract with my twin flame? I don't know. We have to be together. We were supposed to be. That was part of the union of Christ. It was. If you watch my channel, you'll know what I mean. I energetically united with my twin flame over a year ago, okay? And then he died, and then I got a new one. It's for real. It's been one hell of a journey. That's some gossip, juicy stuff right there you might want to tune into and watch my channel about also, because I would want to know, especially if it was Ascension related. And it sucks, and I don't like what's happening right now. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that my DM, again, missed that on Christmas. I don't like the fact that we're not able to follow that inner guidance correctly. I don't like the fact of this dense energy and this battle that's going on within. Do you guys feel it? Do you guys feel the battle that's going on within? Guaranteed you do somewhere, okay? There's a lot of dense energy. There's a lot of challenges being brought forth, and I've talked about this. It's for the purpose of growth, okay? We can choose to ignore them like we've always been taught to do, or we can work through them. We can choose to grow and work through them, step above those challenges, right? Like, this is where I'm at the challenge. This is where I usually stop and I get off the bus, right? And I quit, or I self-sabotage, or whatever it is that I do. That's another part of it, okay? So the key thing here, the key part of this message, what we really need to work on right now in order to navigate through this stage of the ascension, is discipline. Discipline. But I want you to consider this word. I want you to consider this word for a while. I want you to consider what discipline is, okay? What is discipline truly to you? Are you truly disciplined? Because I know I am, yet I find myself struggling right now. Now, I know I've attached to somebody who was not this. Like, he stepped into this role, and I want to love this person. I want this person to love me. That's what it should be. And I have to have that discipline to step outside of what's being presented like usual, right? Spiritual discipline. I want you to put those two together. Because with everything, the twin flame journeys are very important to the ascension. You will hear me talk about that. I can't not talk about that because that's part of my soul. It's part of the purpose. It's a part of the ascension. It's very important, and it's out of balance right now. And so I will probably talk about it a lot, whether I mean to or not, because of that simple fact that we are out of balance. And so we truly, truly, truly need discipline right now. We need discipline like we've never utilized discipline before. Now I have it. Now if you go to start your own business, right, so many people give up quickly because it requires discipline. It requires, taking the hits sometimes, and maybe things not going the way you want them to go, and meeting challenges head on. All right? And then it requires keep going, and you keep going with more passion and more power and more joy, even if it's being presented as not, right? It's discipline. It's discipline to believe in yourself. It's discipline to know what you know in your heart is right, and to allow that to be okay, right? Because especially right now in this spiritual warfare, especially in this time of spiritual warfare, right? It's very important to have that discipline. That discipline, especially, it's kind of an umbrella, okay? But I want you to think about discipline in a spiritual standpoint. But within discipline, that means many things, right? Discipline to stand your ground. Discipline to have boundaries and know what boundaries are. Discipline to grow where we need to grow, even if we don't like it, even if it feels yucky and uncomfortable, and even if we don't like the things that we have done, right? The most important thing is discipline. Discipline to say, oops, I made a mistake, no biggie. Do better this time. Now I'm going to do this, and that's where the energy should go. Like, ooh, thank you for showing me this. Thank you for teaching me this. Oh, shit, I didn't do it right that time. I'm going to this time, right? That's discipline, okay? That's the discipline I'm referring to. The discipline to not get caught up. Not get caught up in the nuances and the attacks on our knowledge or who we are as a person. Because that, there will be attempts to bring you down. There always is. Especially right now. That's why we need this discipline. Because here's the thing is, you're not going to get another chance. You don't get another chance. This is it. We are anchoring in to where we're going to go. We are anchoring in. Okay? So if you haven't been disciplined enough to listen to that nudge, even if it goes against the collective whole around you, you may be in trouble. Right? If we're not disciplined enough to say, hey, you know what? Maybe I have had these bad habits all my life, and maybe it is really hard to stop them. But I'm being nudged to stop them, and that's what I'm going to do. And if I'm not disciplined enough to do that, then I could be in trouble. Because that's part of what I had to clear on my twin flame journey. And right now I feel it taking over again, and I'm like, that should not be happening. So we have to be disciplined. We have to be spiritually disciplined right now. That spiritually disciplined, though, is an umbrella. Okay, part of spiritual health to me is the whole aspect of health. And this is the same thing as a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a therapist or, a behavioral, any kind of anything, mental health to physical health. Even doctors will tell you the same thing, okay? And as a healer, I'm going to tell you the same thing, and from the psychiatrist standpoint that I have. Health is homeostasis. Homeostasis is when we're in balance. Our system is in balance. Our mind, our body, our soul, our emotional state. Everything must be in balance, okay? So if I'm constantly meditating and I never physically take care of myself, I'm going to get out of balance, right? If I'm constantly focusing on negative emotions, I get way out of balance, okay? So when I talk about, spiritual discipline, I mean discipline and balance, okay? So not just spiritual. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual aspect, okay? Because under the spiritual umbrella, they all work hand in hand. If you're not in balance, something is off. That's where sicknesses come through. That's where struggles come through. That's where the shadow can take over and can't be realized. Right? And self-sabotage runs rampant. How do we deal with self-sabotage? Because I'm good at that, right? I've been hurt many, many, many times, and look at my twin flame journey. So I could be like, oh, I'm not good enough. I had to fight to want to be beautiful again. Like, that's the truth. You know how to get through that is discipline. How do we fight self-sabotage? Can we go back to our childhood and discipline ourselves then? No, we must discipline ourselves now. Does that mean punishment? That doesn't work. How many of you grew up in punishment and it never really worked? You just avoided things, but it just became avoidant behavior. That's not really learning, right? That's not the kind of discipline I'm referring to. The discipline I'm referring to is that, you know what, I know that no matter what's coming against me right now, I'm going to do this. No matter what's being presented at me right now, this is what I'm going to do because this is what I need. This is what I'm being nudged to do. This is what God is calling for right now. And I don't care if something else is telling me that money's more important, or this karmic relationship is more important, or my fear is more important. I am not being spiritually disciplined. That means I'm not taking care of my own business. I'm not taking care of my own soul right now. And if there's a battle going against it, I need that discipline, and I need to anchor into it, and I need to stick with it. I know I can do it, but for some reason right now it's being a challenge. So that means I need to really dig into discipline, but we all do. Spiritual discipline in spiritual warfare is very, very, very important. Okay? So consider discipline. Consider the word discipline. Am I focusing on these negative things? Well, how do I change it? It's too hard to change it. That's just because you're not being disciplined enough. It's not too hard. It's as hard as you make it. Might it be difficult in that moment for an hour, for 2 hours, for a day? Yeah, maybe. It might be difficult because it's something that was created to be difficult, and it's a challenge you're going to have to overcome. Are you disciplined enough to step up and say, you know what, I got this. I can do this no matter what this is, no matter what they're saying that I can't do, no matter what people keep saying I can't do. If you do this, I'm going to hurt you. Well, then fuck you, hurt me. Bring it. I don't care. Being disciplined, it can be very difficult, but it's very important at this time. So you have to ask yourself, as a spiritual warrior, as a person of God, as a person that is awake and that understands that, hey, something's going on. If we really are running out of time, you can feel it. You can feel it in the essence of your soul. We won't get another chance again. And I'm missing my dreams because I'm afraid of what people are going to think of me, or because I think it's in this limited mind space. Well, this is the only damn chance I'm going to get. This is the only chance I'm going to get to tell that person I love them. This is the only chance I might get to make my dreams my reality, and I'm running out of time. So what are you today going to be disciplined in doing in your actions? Are you going to be disciplined in making sure you get out of your head as much as you can? Are you going to be disciplined in checking on your health? When we work out to lose weight, some of us get really upset we don't lose it very quickly and we give up. We give up because we're not disciplined. Dieting can be very hard. Even the word diet is like yuck. Why can't we just be disciplined in what we eat on a daily basis? Does that mean I can't have some cake every now and then? No, I love me some cake. Have a piece of cake, just not every day. Be disciplined. Where's the discipline? Right? Where did it go? Because all of a sudden things got really hard and really challenging. Why is that? Self-sabotage. Are you self-sabotaging? Are you disciplined right now, spiritually speaking? I bet you money, some of us are really struggling with that. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're not struggling and you're like, this chick is just, she's the one struggling. I'm doing great. Then good on you. Maybe this message wasn't necessarily for you, but I would still bet you something that you're not disciplined somewhere, that there's something going on right now. There's something challenging you somewhere, okay? And the only way to get through that challenge of the ascension is through spiritual discipline. Knowing when to not speak. Knowing when to go within your heart and search your soul. Knowing when to use the words of kindness against the ones that are not of the highest vibrational light. It's truly about being disciplined. How do we create the reality we want? Discipline. You ever built a house before and you got weather to contend with and everything else, and you really generally want to go quickly, right? is through discipline. You get up, you work your ass off really hard, you get the job done, and you don't quit until it's done, no matter what comes against you. Or do you? Are you a quitter? Are you somebody who falls into those excuses and the patterns of self-sabotage? Can you go backwards and discipline you as a child? No, but you surely can now. Does discipline mean punishment? No, it means, damn it, get up and try again. Let's do this again. Let's do this the right way. Don't worry about what you did 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. Worry about what you're doing right now and going forward. And that's the Spirit's message today. This is very, very, very important for the Ascension right now. Is we need spiritually disciplined warriors right now. Ones who get that this is not a joke. That we are running out of time. You are anchoring in. And have you gotten to where you needed to go? Have you released enough? Are you aware of what's going on? Now when I say we're anchoring in now, spiritual time is different, right? Than our time. Than our clock. It's always different. It's divine timing. That's what they mean. Okay? So when I speak of time, try not to think in a limited space of time. Well, she said this was going to happen now and it didn't happen today. Well, that's okay. It's not our time. I speak of the time of the universe, the universal time frame, the universal time flow. But do we have time? No, that means we need to utilize moment to moment, not tomorrow. We need to utilize moment to moment, not tomorrow. We may not have tomorrow to do it. That's the thing, and we won't have other lifetimes. I've talked about this many times over. But right now, it's really hitting hard within the energy, like the collective soul. And you can probably see it in the Schumann resonance. I believe that's going bonkers right now too. So you're going to feel it. You're going to feel these things, okay? And the only way to get through this right now, what we need in the collective soul for the Ascension, what we need right now is that discipline. Because that's the only way you're going to be able to do things you may not get another chance to do. Okay? So that's today's message, today, 2222. I thank you guys so much for being here. This is meant to be motivational. It's not meant to create fear. It's not meant to create anything other than, you know what? I feel that. I'm going to step up today. I'm going to step up and I'm going to make my dreams come true. I'm going to come at this from a place of love and happiness and joy, because otherwise I'm wasting time. And does that mean I don't need to be serious? No, you can do that in a serious manner. You can be logical and still be free at the same time. Okay? But fear, no fear needed. That's not of the light. Fear is not of the light. Okay? But we need to be spiritually disciplined. So if we struggle with meditation, guess what? Try harder. Do it more. Try something different. Just keep going. Get out of the mindset that I'm struggling. Get into the mindset that I'm doing it. I'm right where I need to be. And I'm free. And I'm just breathing. And I'm just loving my body. And if nothing else, that's where I need to be. Love. Okay? Discipline through love. Discipline of the light. Discipline of the higher vibrational state. So think about that. Okay? Stay in a disciplined state of higher vibrational. So if something is coming at you that's lower vibration, like it was really hitting me hard with my twin flame again, like it's continual. And me, it's like I've really gotten out of balance, and it sucks and it hurts. I have to come out of it with discipline. That is the key to everything right now, is discipline. I can't. Then you can't. Okay? I can. Spirit, I need this because I want to do this. Help me with this. What happened to co-creation? What happened to discipline within spiritual aspects? Within knowing that there's a greater purpose, that there's something bigger going on. There's something more than meets the eye. I don't have time to kid around. Where is the love? Where am I putting the love? Am I letting things take me down and say there is no love? Is it not making me feel good? Am I going out of fear? Or am I where I'm supposed to be? These are like soul contracts, and these are huge purposes, because we don't have another chance. This is it. This is like the end of ways. Okay, and that is in the energy. Like, we don't have another, I don't have another chance. This is it. I don't have another lifetime to come back and heal relationships and clear karma and make sure that I'm letting in that love and letting in that light. So look at where you're not disciplined right now, my friends, because that's in the energy. It's in the Ascension message. Okay? Spiritual discipline is much needed within the twin flames, within the masculine and feminine, within the collective soul. It is absolutely needed at this time. So any individual that can say, you know what, hey, maybe I'm not being disciplined, I'm going to take a look at it, I'm just going to put a little energy towards it, a focus towards it, and raise that vibration and work on being disciplined, work on creating that patterning within my daily purpose, within my daily goals, within my daily life, and make sure that I'm meeting those, because I may not get another chance. I need the spiritual discipline. I need the discipline to get out of my head. Even one of you that does that makes a difference. Okay, so if you're the one that hears this message and you're the one that helps and wants to help the collective soul raise the vibration and care about the ascension, then put it below. Write something below. I'm with you. We're in this together. In this together. In this together. Okay, so much love to all of you. I can't wait to see you again very soon. I hope you have an amazing day. This is what Spirit had to say about the ascension right now. Okay. Bye-bye.